All right. So there you go. We're live again. So we're gonna do it live. You know.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Fucking thing sucks. It was streamed live 5 minutes, well 9 minutes ago. Okay, so yeah. Now we're live. 9 minutes ago. All right. Yep. So all right. That's cool. There's the chat up. I see the chat. I wish I could put the chat inside the what's this? Pop out chat? No. Toggle timestamp. Manage moderators? No, none of that. None of that. Let me try this again. So yeah, it says I'm live, and that's cool. I'm happy about that. You know, pretty much, if somebody ever sees this, then they can ask us questions or whatnot. Because definitely, I am going to.
But only for like 15 minutes, because then I don't have time.
Yeah. You know, it depends on who's there, who's here, what they got to say, what they got to ask, stuff like that. That's pretty much it. Those are the ones. Normally, what I want to do is. Okay, there we go. Wait, what? That's not right.
How not right is it?
It says that it's set for private, and that don't make sense. People blogs, private. No, public. There we go. Set it for public. It's no private stuff. People in blogs. Entertainment. There we go.
We're like an exhibitionist. We like to just show it to everybody.
Everyone. We show everyone everything.
Yep.
That's what we do. I have the kibbles and bits. Every last bit of
it. Yep.
And it says that it's private, but it should not be private. There's one watching. It says there's one watching now. There's probably me.
Yep.
And it says that it's probably me. Oops. Mute that. Take that away. Mute all that. All right. So let's see. Get up here and set audio. Nope. Set 144. I don't think I'm going to do live streaming too much for my wrestling channel. So I'm trying to do it for this. Trying to get it done. Okay, so it says there's 2 watching. I don't know if that's you. Whoever's watching, I wish they would say something. But what I want to talk to you about.
Well, I'm definitely not watching because I cannot get to YouTube at the moment.
Okay, cool. So this is what I want to talk about. Something that's been going on for the past week and a half. That's Cenk Uygur running for Congress, the 25th district seat in Southern California.
Yep.
And he's replacing Katie Hill. That's what he's shooting for. And Katie Hill, the whole Katie Hill thing, I want to do that as a separate video, but I want to do it, you know, as a conversation with you. But I figured right now we can do it live. So the whole thing with Katie Hill, I didn't trust her too much. And then after reading up on her, I wasn't happy about it. Because here's the thing, when she, you know, she's doing her thing. She's living her life. All right. Her title is Congresswoman. That's it. Do your job. All right. What happened was someone obviously got the whole, okay, we took some new photos of you. Obviously her ex did it or somebody did it and they leaked it online. Now that's not leaking. That's literally just putting it up there. You know?
Yeah, it's just a scummy thing to do.
She resigned. Part of that was part of why she resigned. And I'm like, no, she should not have resigned over that shit. She shouldn't have. Instead of stepping down, she should have stepped up. That's what she should have done. She should have stepped up. When those photos were put online, and it's like, okay, she's doing somebody's hair, she's naked, or she's into some kinky stuff. Honestly, she should have been like, yeah, it's life, people. You know, someone invaded my private life, you know, to shame me. I'm not stepping down, but I will find out who it is and prosecute them to the fullest of the law. That's what she should have done. That would have been the best thing to do.
That would have been the best option.
You know, and then part of her reason for stepping down, because she knows it's a double standard, how guys, you know, they can do all kinds of stupid stuff, and it's okay. But then this is leaked on her. She's the victim, might I add. And now she's being told by Pelosi to resign. So that right there, I would have looked at Nancy Pelosi and been like, you need to go. I'm not stepping down. You are getting out. I would have made a full campaign to push Pelosi out. If you want to do the identity politics, then since she identifies as a woman, Katie Hill, she should have been like Nancy Pelosi identifies as a woman, knowing exactly what she had to go through as a woman to get where she is. She should have pushed for Katie to stay and try to find who in the hell leaked those things. That's what should have happened, but it didn't.
Yeah, that was definitely what should have happened, but
she didn't support
Democrats
anything.
are weak. Little bitches.
Democrats are weak. They are paid to sabotage themselves. I am not giving Democrats the out of being weak anymore, or feckless, or incompetent. Democrats are paid to sabotage their own party. They got to prove that otherwise. You know. Now, Katie stepped down, and all of a sudden, because of what happened to her, now she wants to be a supporter of revenge porn. You know, not support revenge porn, but to out it, to make it illegal. You know, yeah, she wants to condemn revenge porn. I'm like, why weren't you doing it before you got messed with? You know, that is the part that bugs me the most.
Yeah, do that before it ever became an issue, and do it right. Do it in a seat of power rather than from a seat of weakness.
Yep, she unseats her power and now says, we got to fight revenge porn. And it's like, you were in a position to do that.
You were in a position to do that.
I mean, you fucked it up, you know? And now she's gone, and it was empty. Nobody was running for that seat. Jake Uger is like, he's already been thinking about running for Congress. He's been thinking about it for about 2 years that I know of. And now he's going to run for it. Now establishment Democrats are jumping in the fray. And I'm like, you are jumping in the fray. Hold up. let me get this. Let me say this right. To every establishment Democrat jumping into the fray, going after this 25th district seat in California, all right? You are wasting your time. You are going against the founder of the modern day progressive movement. Henry A. Wallace was outed and destroyed by Democrats and Republicans and blacklisted. All right? This is a resurgence. This is a resurgence. You are wasting your time trying to defeat Cenk Uygur, who's already set records for small dollar donations.
Yeah.
He did it within the first 2 days.
It's almost in the bag for him. Like there's some argument that the Republican Party could have some level of competition there, but as far as the Democratic side, there is no chance that you're going to get someone more popular than Cenk Uygur to run in that area.
It's not going to happen. It's not.
It's just not. It's not.
And here's the thing. This is going to help launch Cenk to move up in the political ranks. You know, Cenk could have ran for president if he wanted. Just letting you know that. He could have been like...
Yeah, it would have been possible. Like, he could have done a Yang-style approach and could have ran for president that way. But at the same time, for the same reason that Yang isn't doing as good as he could have been, I don't think Cenk would have gotten as much traction. You know what I mean?
No, Cenk would have had way more traction. Cenk...
You think so?
Just think about this. All right. Just think about this. They have over 10 billion lifetime views for Young Turks on YouTube, all right? Now, let's break it down to how many subscribers they probably got, which is easily in probably the 3 to 5 million actual subscribers. Those 3 to 5 million people, okay, each one is going to talk to their friends about it. So that's exponential information. Now their friends are like, well, this Cenk Uygur, who the fuck is he? What they're going to do is they're going to go to Young Turks and listen to him, and it's going to be like, oh, crap. Now, those who are simple-minded voters will be the ones that's like, I heard that he is about socialism and no to that, so he's bad. That's one thing that's the simple-minded voter. They aren't going to think past their own nose. It's what they heard. That's it. They cite that as fact. So what? Then,
even though he doesn't even call himself a socialist.
No, Cenk Uygur is a capitalist. This leaks into my issues with him. All right, Cenk Uygur is straight up pro-capitalism. How are you going to? Now, here's the thing. He's pro-capitalist. He's going to go into Congress trying to get money out of politics after starting a business and running it as a capitalist. And he is this. I know it's petty, so take this only with a grain of salt. But he is a former straight up Republican who only ever had, truthfully, liberal ideas. But he's only fiscally Republican, not democratically, So there's a conflict of interest, because those Republican ideas come out so much that he stunted the Young Turks. The Young Turks had a great start, and everything that has brought me to them, they've taken away. They don't curse on air. They don't say bad words. They don't talk bad about their sponsors. They don't talk bad about Google. They don't talk bad about YouTube. They don't do any of that stuff. They have literally shown that they are bought. That is my issue. They have shown that they are bought. They have spoken for at least 2 to 3 years about donating money to the Young Turks and then signing up for membership so that the news and media and whatnot can be delivered the way that we want it to be delivered, the way it's always been by the Young Turks. But during all of that time, they stifled themselves. So I'm like, I don't have much hope for Cenk, to do completely right, because there's no way you're going to be able to do all the good you want to do and yet stay on the course of being pro-capitalist. That's going to be hard.
Yeah.
I just don't see how he's going to be able to do it. Whoever's watching, whoever listening, hey, go ahead, say hi. It's all good. Ask questions, put in your 2 cents. Join us here on Discord if you want. Conquering Thought will probably be leaving soon. So, it's all good. We don't bite. I mean, well, we'll bite if you want us to. There you go. That's pretty much the only bite you're gonna get.
I might bite a little. It depends on the situation.
Well, you get an electronic bite, that.
just a little bite, just a little nibble.
Right now the hearings for Donald Trump is going on, and I'm trying to. I wish to be.
Let's circle back to Cenk for a second.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And here's the thing that I'm just a little annoyed with. Yes, there are problems with Cenk Uygur. We can all agree to specifics on why he's not as good as Bernie, current Jesus Sanders. But that's obviously a joke. I do have some problems with Bernie, but
I get you.
But there are some. I've seen some people basically saying it's some progressive-minded people, at least based on their own ideas, shitting on it because they're hating on TYT too much. like I can understand not liking TYT for various reasons, but it's just like why go out of your way to shit on something that you know will help you? Sure, it might not help you as much as literal Bernie Jesus Sanders, but still.
Okay, hold on.
And it's not even.
What are you? What's the analogy, or what are you going on? I got distracted by Cedra in the chat in G chat. Okay, you said what might help him? What's he going against? My bad. I was trying to listen, but then I just fell into the whole talk.
Well, there are just some progressive-minded people that are so against Shank running that I feel like they're shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they are.
It's the same way I feel about the Tulsi Gabbard haters.
Gabbard got issues. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say that she doesn't. But a lot of the things that people cite as issues aren't issues, and that's what really bugs me. Like the whole I saw a really good video about this recently, and I'm sorry I can't remember the exact title of it, but you could probably search it pretty easily. It was something along the lines of does Tulsi endorse Modi or something like that? And then it's an American Indian dude who basically just goes through all of the actual policies Modi implemented and stuff like that, and how Tulsi doesn't even really support him, but at least not openly.
You're going to have to brush me up on the whole Modi thing, because every time I see something about Modi and Tulsi, I'm like, I'm not voting for Tulsi anyway, so I just skip it.
Well, yeah. Very, very simply, people be saying Modi's a far-right extremist that no one should be associated with. But that's it. They just really just say that out into the ether without any real evidence to back it up. And the guy that I was just trying to tell you about, he was laying down the policies that he implemented, and I'm like, dude, this isn't far right at all. This is just common sense stuff. Where is this far right Hinduist rhetoric coming from?
Yeah, Middle Eastern,
and I couldn't find any.
Middle East is conflated with right wing, just immediate, automatic. You know,
like his party specifically is a Hindu party in the sense that it's just a bunch of Hindu people in the party, but his policies are universal. They're not Hindu centric. So it would be like if there was a Jewish party in America, right? And all they did was Republican or Democratic policies, but for all intents and purposes, they call themselves the Jewish Party or something like that.
Because it would make sense, because, and I get it, you know, I get it, because it's like, how do we identify ourselves? We are this.
That's it.
You know, now what are the policies of your party? That's what you got to look for. But when people don't do that, and they just say, okay, you're a Hindu, you know, so that means you're not
a Hindu nationalist. Yep. How dare you? Citation needed? That's all I'm going to say about that. Citation needed.
Candace Owens. This is strange. And I was watching this on the Young Turks, and she's like, there was no racism. There was never any racism. And then when Obama was elected, you know, all this racist stuff came out. You know, Obama's the one that led it in. You know, he made all this racism come about, and I'm like, the fuck. And I'm sitting here like, something's not right with this girl. You know, she black. Hold up, she black and wearing fake eyelashes. All right, I'm like, this girl is mentally jacked up. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I'm keeping it real. Black people don't need fake eyelashes, not at all. Period. Yep. All right, and then Anna Kasparian, which I really wish she would just use her birth name Ananika, because that's fucking beautiful. She cited this, which just destroys Candace Owens. She says, this is the girl that sued people for racism, you know, in her school.
And she won.
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, and that predates Obama, so she kind of fucked that up. But here's the thing, I think she knows what she was doing. You know, and plus, I knew she was talking out the side of her head when she said there was no racism. Hold up, quoting this now. There was no racism around when I was alive. I'm like, whoa, are you dead? What are we looking at? Or are we?
It's confirmed. Candace Owens is a robot from the future who something. I don't know.
I'm like, are we all dead? And she's just recollecting, and she broke the law of not letting people know that. Oh no! So you know, it's just stuff like that. And I mean, obviously, it was just a slip. She probably had two things in her head, and that came out instead. I get that. It's just a thing that happens. And I'm like, you know what? When you are going, and I know what she's doing. I know what she's doing. She knows that she gets on Fox News and all these other places, and she talks that I'm the black girl, and there's no racism. And I'm saying it, so you look upon me favorably. You'll pull me back up here. You'll probably get me a spot up here and pay me gobs of money to do so, or pay me just to come up here in general. I get it. Yeah. It's all for money, and look, that's why they're called sellouts. That's why they're called sellouts.
Yep. All right, I gotta go.
All right. Oh, that'll probably end the live stream for us. Now that somebody got something to say real quick, 22 minutes ain't bad, and it'll be up here. Nobody's got anything to say, and you always get the outro.
All right then.